we all have our anime MCs, and we often associate them with being heroes, but most of the time they are not. However, I feel like for these two, it's a debate who's the better hero. You got Naruto, and you got Luffy.
Okay,
Who's between the two?
Who's the better hero?
You're pissing me. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're talking about you're comparing a fucking pirate to a nigga that saved the world over and over and over again. Like who?
Wait, he saved the world over and over and over again.
Yes.
Care to explain?
I think he's talking about like
when did he not save the world, Kenny? We've all watched.
I'm talking about over and over and over. This is Zabuza wasn't a world threat.
Pain was a world threat.
Was he?
Yes.
Or was he just a
but he saved Pain from the village. We didn't know if he was going to be a world threat.
You didn't know if he was going to be a world. You're saying you didn't know he was going to be a world threat because Naruto stopped him in the Leaf Village. If he wouldn't have stopped him in the Leaf Village, he would have been a world threat. Naruto has also stopped gods. Naruto had also stopped Kaguya. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, this is why. I'll give you that. I agree with you.
Again, if it's more than once, it's over and over again. It doesn't. If you don't include Pain or not, the only reason you're saying that Pain isn't a world threat is because he got defeated in the Leaf Village. That's literally it. Of course, we're not going to know if he's a world threat or not because he got stopped in the Leaf Village.
That's not true.
Wait, are you arguing with me?
Hold on. If it's not true, tell me why, Kenny.
Pain literally only had beef with the Leaf Village because they killed.
No, this world shall know pain is the moniker, not the Leaf Village shall know pain.
He was mad at the Leaf for killing.
The Leaf Village shall know pain is not the moniker. It's the world shall know pain. It's the world, Kenny. The world, Kenny. The world, Kenny. He didn't say the Leaf Village shall know pain. He didn't only have beef with the Leaf Village because he just fought in the Leaf Village and got beat by Naruto in the Leaf Village.
Can I shed some light?
The world shall know pain.
Can I shed some light as to why I don't think Pain is a world level threat?
Thank you. If it has anything to do with because he got defeated in the Leaf Village, I'm leaving.
No, it doesn't have to do with that. I feel like I'm only saying this because of his speech, like when he was telling Naruto, and he's saying that I feel like he wasn't saying this world because in their speech they always say the shinobi world, and he's saying that like when Naruto was mad, he quite literally told him, like, what about me? What about my family? What about the pain that I've suffered? Like my reality now is the consequences that this village and the other village decided like to have a battle on their turf. Like ignoring the consequences, so you feel like it was unfair. So there was a direct correlation to Konoha, and there was a direct correlation to I can't remember what the other village was, but like he made that. So that's why I'm saying like when he's saying this world shall know pain, there is no proof that because for example, like it's the other things within the other villains. There are people that had a goal of like either conquering the world or being Pirate King themselves. However, they were defeating we're in the same area. I can just go and be like, he's a world level threat because that's not what he aimed for. At least like I can think of 5 people that are world level threat. However, I just don't think that Pain is one of them.
The thing is, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to look at One Piece and be like, pirates were trying to take over the world. But that doesn't mean they're world threat. I mean, just like how Kenny his first question to me was, I don't think Zabuza was a world threat, which was a stupid question because of course Zabuza wasn't a world threat. Nobody, when I'm talking about world threats, nobody's mentioning Zabuza. So I think we can figure out who the world threats are. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, the female pirate that Luffy beat in the first 15 episodes is a world threat. I'm not going to say that. That's just stupid. But I'm saying like any type of evil is going to always start where it's is always going to evolve from where it starts from, which most likely is going to be what you held to you the most, your home, anything like that. But again, Shinobi World doesn't just stop at the Leaf Village or the Sand Village or anything like that. There's ninjas all around the world. You feel me? Like, this world shall know pain. He's not. His plan was to start with the Leaf Village because yes, that's where he had the most beef. But to believe that he was going to just be like, Leaf Village gone, Naruto dead. Yeah, we're mission accomplished. That's asinine.
No, yeah, it is. But like, for example, I remember when we had like a similar argument, and I was saying that like the reason why I feel like Nagato to begin with was not even going for the whole world is just like his lifespan. For him to display the power that he needed to conquer, I don't think that he can do the same power level that he literally did for Konoha. Because like literally the feat when he brings him back to life, his life is gone. But like for example, when I'm saying power level, when I'm saying like world threat, it's not necessarily just like where it started, but more so their power level too. Like regardless of what you're telling me, do I feel like you're able to back it up? Not really. Like when you were telling me Kaguya, Momoshiki, or even Madara, because the Eternal Tsukiyomi, I can genuinely acknowledge like the whole world was under the Eternal Tsukiyomi. However, like now it's still to this day it's still conversation whether the whole Naruto world is literally like a shinobi world. Like
But
NC Hammer recently did it to where like he showed, oh, like these are the basically like the military forces of some of these areas. So that's why like the Hokage doesn't have that much influence and stuff like that. But he literally showed like, oh, there's this piece here, there's this piece here. But like as far as like the rest of the map, we still to this day like don't have it in the whatchamacallit, like in the guidebook or whatnot from Naruto.
and I understand you just brought up the Eternal Tsukiyomi, but you got to understand when Madara first got introduced, we know he had plans, but we didn't know that was the specific plan.
Mm-hmm.
First off, we did not know that he was until later on in the war. And again, there's different situations. Like this is a battle. This is a whole war. Of course, it's going to be a drawn out. Of course, there's going to be things later down the line because the story allows it to. The story for Pain was for him to be defeated within the Leaf Village. So
Wait, I'm confused. Because what do you mean by why are we saying Madara? I'm confused.
because you brought up you believed Madara would be able to destroy the world because of the Eternal Tsukiyomi. That's why.
But just because of the power that he has,
That's what I'm saying. But again, like caliber. If we were shown that because that was allowed to be drawn out, and we were eventually allowed to learn that was what his plan was for the world. You feel me? Like his plan was we know his plan was to change the world in some aspect, but we didn't know it was going to be through the Eternal Tsukiyomi until he said so. Pain was going to show the world pain, and we knew that. The story didn't allow it to get past the battle in the Leaf Village because it wasn't a war, it's a battle.
But the reason I'm saying it's different is because Madara, from when he was presented, even though he has not done one of those things, you know that he's up here in terms of power level. However, Pain, even within the Akatsuki conversation, is he the strongest or is he like, third strongest or whatnot? There are people like with existing, like people that even the conversation with my guy, most people say, oh, my guy is in the Leaf, Pain is defeated. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why people are even able to have that as an argument is because like the power level, there is a scaling that Pain. I feel like Pain to Madara, that's huge. And I feel like Madara was one of the first people that represented that planetary, like, that world threat. Like Madara is the first that I'm trying to think. Either Madara or Jubito, I would say. Those were some of the first that you're like, oh, these niggas can confirm without a doubt take over the planet.
Nah, I understand where you're coming from. I'm gonna just have to disagree. When I thought the world destroyed, my first thought in the whole series was Pain. When I'm watching the series for the first time going through it, I'm thinking the only person at the point he's introduced, the only person stronger than Pain in the Akatsuki is Itachi Uchiha. That's what's going through my head until the story starts developing. I'm just that's just me. I'm looking at it not from what I know, but from what I was experiencing as I was going through both of them. But
shout out to KBZ Preem in the chat who says gathering the tail beast Pain had potential, but no, he wasn't a threat to the entire world.
Again, we're going through what we know now. But even though what I know now, I still believe if you would have let him get past Naruto, he's going to be able to destroy the world.
But so do you also feel like Naruto is a bigger? That's why you feel like he's a bigger aspect because of the villains that he has.
Yeah, no. As far as hero, Naruto is known as a hero. He was known as a hero as soon as he defeated what his peers thought could have been a world level threat. Let me start there. He was first regarded as a hero amongst everyone as soon as Pain was defeated. And then we go through Madara, and then we go through Kaguya, and then the little in betweens there. You feel me? Like he is a hero. He's known as a hero. First is Luffy. Like, yes, he has liberated some islands, but again, to right now until Emu, I haven't seen anybody that he's fought with the exception of Kaido and Big Mom. If they not even Kaido, because I didn't believe Kaido had that power. I knew he was the. They said he was the strongest on the earth, but again, I feel like for him to destroy the world or be a world level threat, it would have taken that partnership with Big Mom that he had. And even Luffy doesn't look at himself as a hero. That man's a pirate. Like, he's a pirate. Like, I understand he saved people and things of that nature, but there's this theme in One Piece amongst you. It's like you're always going to have your antagonist and your protagonist. You're going to see people that you look highly upon, and you're going to see people that you don't look as highly upon based on their ideals and based on who you're watching. But to me, there's no pirate in One Piece that regards themselves as a hero. No matter, of course, you're going to help the people that you care about. Of course, you even see it with the evil pirates. Like, Blackbeard grabbed Boa Hancock by her throat and said, "Turn my crew back." You feel me? Like, he even cares about his crew, whether it be for selfish reason or not. You're all. Yeah. And one thing One Piece has shown me, whether I'm seen as good, whether I'm seen as evil, I'm still gonna ride with those people next to me. You feel me? Like, I've seen small portions of selfishness within the characters of One Piece when it comes to regarding their crews. But again, just because you save people and you're on the quote unquote good side, I don't think that makes you a hero.
I personally have my pick, but I want to hear Kenny's thoughts first.
This is a tough one. This is a real tough one, honestly. The reason I say it's a tough one because Luffy's heroism would be equivalent to if, let's say, Luffy only rescued the East Blue. Like, he only was protecting East Blue.
Oh, you talking about Naruto's heroism?
Yes, Naruto's heroism is if Luffy just stayed in the East Blue and protected the East Blue for real. Whereas Luffy is literally traveling the world. Granted, it might not be his intention, but his goal is to be a pirate king. But on that journey to be a pirate king, he's meeting people who are legitimately begging for his help, and he's never like, "No, that's not going to become pirate king." He's like, "I don't like dictators, and you fed me, and y'all good people. I'm about to go beat that nigga ass." Yeah. And to me, that's what makes a hero. Well, it's like this. It's like Superman saves the world, Batman protects Gotham. Yes, while he's protecting Gotham, there might be a world planetary level threat, but it's ultimately for the sake of Gotham. Whereas Naruto, he might be presented with a world level threat, but it's ultimately to save the Hidden Leaf. Whereas Luffy is literally traveling to places that have nothing to do with the East Blue or his road to become the Pirate King, and reshaping the government that's there. He's taking down dictators, and he's helping, and he's really helping people. So I would say he's unintentionally the better hero.
Carly, you struggling with that? You want to say something?
I don't agree with anything that he said in that last sentence, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Join our Discord server now and dive into a space where we talk everything: sports, anime, music, entertainment. We cover it all, And trust us, it gets hectic in there. Got questions, hot takes, theories? Bring 'em! Share your ideas, thoughts, and be part of the conversation. And hey, if we feature anything you drop in our videos, we'll be sure to shout you out. Our community is growing fast, so don't wait. Tap in now, leave your mark, and enjoy the fun before it gets packed. Share this with your grandma.